Arnold, Missouri for your main event. We got some kickboxing. Are you guys ready? Please welcome, making his way to the blue corner, Ryan Rutherford.
Big fight for their main event of the evening. Ryan Rutherford making his way to the cage. Comes to us with a 4-1 record. Fighting out of Bushido Muay Thai. Coming to us from Miami, Florida.
Oh yeah, they jamming now. Let's keep this going on. Ain't nothing but a party in here with a couple fights going on, and we don't even have to break it up. You know what I'm saying? Couple fights down, nobody has to break it up. Oh, this is a we got a Florida boy from Miami. That's why he's playing the type of go-go type music. I bet you was. Hoping he wasn't here last week when the snowstorm was coming around.
Yeah.
I gotta take a bow to my man Rutherford. He gave me a bow. I give it back because we're respecting each other.
And now his opponent, making his way to the red corner, Drew Gigax.
On his arms.
Oh, no, I thought you were talking about what he was doing on the cage.
No, the things on his arms. Come on, Sam. You got to start studying the ways of the artist.
I can't wear that in MMA fight, man.
But it's kickboxing, but he has to represent it up in Muay Thai.
Drew Gigax making his way to the cage with his undefeated record of 5-0 tonight. Fighting from right out of here in St. Louis, Missouri. Coming from KBC Gym. Drew said he thinks that his opponent's not going to be able to match him on the night are his power, his skill, his speed, and he just has better boxing overall. For his keys to victory, he wants to keep his range and capitalize on advancing and not clinching with the guy. So he wants to stay out in the open. Make sure he's advancing the whole time, but without, crowding himself up and clinching up.
Yeah, we're about to start talking, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the main event of the evening. This fight is scheduled for three 3-minute rounds in an NFA K-1 kickboxing bout at 170 pounds. Brought to you tonight by Brad Carey Realtor. And now, for all those watching around the world tonight on the Nemesis pay-per-view, and for those here in Arnold, Missouri, are you ready for war? Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, this Muay Thai striker stands 6'1", weighed in 170.5 pounds. He holds a professional kickboxing record, 4 wins, 1 defeat. Representing Bushido, striking and fighting out of Miami, Florida, Reckless Ryan Rutherford. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, is a Dutch kickboxer standing 6'1", weighed in 172 pounds. He holds a professional kickboxing record, 5 wins, 0 defeats. Representing KBC and fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, Drew Gigax. Your referee in charge of the action, Tim Francis.
All right, gentlemen, we went over all the rules in the back. I expect a good, clean fight. When I get a break clean without punches, touch them up, go back to your corner.
Here we go, our main event of the evening. Touch gloves, and they are immediately going at it. Big head kick from Rutherford, blocked by Gigax. Gigax countering with the flurry of his own.
Let me ask you this. I know the argument's been said that the boxing gloves is worse than the MMA gloves because you take more damage with the boxing gloves, where MMA, you feel the damage right away, and the fights are stopped a little quicker.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I think it could be, I mean, that could go either way. That's going to depend on the fight. probably.
But I'm saying like
Rutherford,
overall, like boxing gloves can kind of get it in you. But go ahead, I'm sorry. Oh, man.
Gigax with a nice counter to the left of the body there. These guys throwing high volume in this fight. Gigax doing what he wanted to do and pushing forward. He said he wants to stay out of the clinch for this fight.
We got a southpaw versus traditional here, so definitely, you know, it makes for different angles, right?
Yeah, you know, like, you know, traditionally, you know, when you're opposite stance fighting a guy, you'd like to keep that lead foot to the outside to set up that rear power hand the majority of the fight.
Yeah.
Rutherford has Gigax against the cage now.
Gigax
throwing some flurries of his own.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh.
Ooh, Gigax with a good left straight counter right to the chin of Rutherford. Looks like he ate it, though.
Yeah, I said Gigax was landing that straight left early on, kind of doing what you said, stepping that foot to outside of his foot so the left will land straight down the line. So, you know, Sam, you know, I've been to Thailand before with some of the main Muay Thai stuff is at. Thailand is definitely a great place. Oh.
Gigax looking like he's initiating most of the exchanges here, but Rutherford countering with the same volume back at him every single time. And Drew probably pushing forward a little bit more, typically towards the center of the cage with Rutherford's back towards the cage.
Ryan got some nice tats on him. His tattoo on his back is pretty interesting. You got a whole story right there, you know what I'm saying? It's like reading something the Mayans might have came up with. Oh, man.
Gigax really trying to get that slip and left-hand counter there.
He's stepping outside. Now he's inside.
Oh, good lead hook by Gigax. That might have rocked Rutherford a little bit.
He stunned him, but he's the pro, man. He's just taking that. He's eat those for breakfast, baby.
Looks like he's already recovered, though. He may have wobbled a little bit, but he's back in it.
He says, serve me that left hook for breakfast and give me that straight left for lunch, baby, because I'm eating that. Oh,
Drew really trying to set up this left hand here.
Man, these guys are throwing some leverage.
Rutherford needs to make sure he's not staying too overextended when he throws his right, because that's where Drew's slipping and countering with that left hand every single time.
Rutherford, as soon as you said that, Rutherford landed with the straight right. So definitely a good round. I think Gigax is leading me for advice. I don't have none for you. Just keep doing what you're doing. He knocks over the stool. All right, he doesn't really want to sit down. Not really.
On to round number 2 in our main event. Once again, brought to you by Brad Carey Realtor. If you are in the market of buying or selling your home, now is indeed the time to start. Give Brad Carey a call or text with any of your real estate needs. 314-378-6939.
Yeah, these guys are throwing, man, throwing and trading. Well, you know we down in Jeffco right now. The fans are still going. I say Rutherford looks a little wobbly. I don't know, maybe a little tired, but that one stunned him for a little bit. You know, that straight left.
Gigax again right to the center of the cage off the whistle. Rutherford doing a good job of circling here. He needs to make sure he keeps his back off the cage because that's where Gigax is throwing these big combos.
And he just told him not to drop, corner just told Gigax not to drop his head.
Just like this. Drew gets Rutherford against the cage and he starts throwing these big combos, and that's where he's racking up points. That's what's making the difference in these rounds. Rutherford can keep circling like he is, but he can't back straight up when Drew pushes forward.
Man.
Rutherford in the center of the cage now. See if he tries to push the pace himself maybe a little bit, trying to push forward, but Gigax right back towards him. Oof. Rutherford definitely trying to set up this rear head kick, rear body kick.
Good block. the clinch position here is pretty interesting. So do they, they stop the body-to-body clinch. Can you get away with the Muay Thai clinch in this style of kickboxing?
I mean, they're gonna break the clinch up pretty soon after they engage into it.
Oh,
my
God,
that's
out.
it.
He's out.
It's all over. One punch knockout for Drew Gigax.
He's looking at me, but he's out. He's trying to get up. I mean, that was a punch. The doctors are in on him. He spits out his mouthpiece. Everybody thinks this fight game is a lot of glory, baby. It's a lot of pain that comes with this deal. It gets scary at times, especially how hard he hit the canvas there. But
what a shot by Drew Gigax. He advances to 6-0 in his professional kickboxing career with an outstanding knockout.
Hey, come on, man. That ain't cool. That ain't cool. So, sorry, people. Somebody's yelling, go to sleep. It's sportsmanship around here. Sorry for me to get out my professionalism. A young man is giving all to the sport. Then some jerk comes in here in video and says, go to sleep. It's just not cool. Everybody wants to make it out of here alive.
Great show of respect there by Gigax.
Yeah. Crowd is glad he's up and going. Definitely a great punch straight.
Yeah, man. It was a fairly close fight. Drew was probably pushing forward a little bit more up until this shot right here. Drew timed this engagement, and he just caught him with the lead right.
Man, that was nasty. That was nasty. And he's taking a while to get up, too.
Yeah, Rutherford's still trying to kind of get his balance back underneath him. That was a hard shot.
Wow. That was.
And then do that.
Definitely a great night of fights. Dude, what do you think?
Awesome night, man. I mean, hell, we started off with so many amateur debuts and amateur 1-0, 0-1 guys, and all those guys brought it. I mean, and then we just continued to move forward to all our experienced amateurs. Those guys brought it, gave us some awesome fights, and then our pros delivered just as well. All these fights, we had some knockouts, we had some submissions, we had some great fights.
It's great all-around stuff.
Should I do that?
Yeah, they're going to do it now.
Say it now?
What? You can announce it. I'm going to pick up there.
Man, I'm glad he's up and moving now.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Tim Francis, calls a stop to this fight. 1 minute, 35 seconds into the second round, declaring your winner by knockout, Drew Gigax.
Drew Gigax with a fantastic knockout.
Drew, congratulations, man. You guys put on both great exchanges in that stand-up. Great job in that stand-up, man. That was
definitely need to be walking with him. Make sure
man, the last time I saw somebody
a little better, but
get starched like that, it was Alex Poetan Pereira, dude, like another glory kickboxer. Wow, that was impressive. Great knockout win there for you tonight. What would you like to think, or anything you'd like to say?
First, I want to thank my opponent, Ryan Rutherford. Tough guy, very experienced. Trains hard. He's dedicated his life to the sport. So thank him for coming all the way out here to fight me. Secondly, I'd like to thank my team, my head coach, Quinn O'Brien and KBC Garage. I'd also like to thank all my sponsors, HKA USA, Nick Sampson. Thank you for everything you do wherever you are. Bob Point Landscaping, thank you for becoming a part of this team. Also thank Best Offer Homes for supporting me through this whole camp. Thank you.
Drew Gigax, ladies and gentlemen, well done.